Okay, good day, future English teachers. Welcome back to Gurong Pinoy review session for English majors. Today we are going to rationalize set three. You answered 50 questions in set three. I'm Professor Paul Hiranio, a faculty member of the University of San Agustin, and I am your English major coach. So let's start. Question number one, which sentence is clearly expressed and has no error? So I will give all the choices. We have to choose the sentence that is clearly expressed and free and error free. So the correct answer here is letter C. The farmer plowed, comma, planted, comma, and harvested his corn in record time. Why is the correct answer letter C? So the issue here is parallelism. Parallelism in English. Parallelism, also known as parallel structure, is when phrases in a sentence have similar or the same grammatical structure. So same structure, remember, letter C, plowed, past tense, planted, past tense, and harvested, past tense. So letter C follows parallelism, the concept of parallelism in English. Letter A, plowed, past tense, has planted, present perfect, and has harvested, also present perfect. So the structures are not parallel. Letter B, the farmer has plowed, present perfect, planted, past tense, and harvested, past tense. So the structures are not parallel either. And letter D, the farmer did plow, plant, and harvest. So the structures are not parallel. So the correct answer is letter C because it follows the rules on parallelism. The farmer plowed, planted, and harvested his corn in record time. So examples here, parallel. Mary likes hiking, swimming, and bicycling. So hiking, swimming, and bicycling, all in forms, right? Or Mary likes to hike, swim, and ride a bicycle. So now let's go to question number two. In Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, why are the pilgrims going to Canterbury? A, to meet King Henry III. B, to see a medieval mystery play. C, to worship the relics of St. Thomas a Becket. D, because they are tourists. Okay, in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, why are the pilgrims going to Canterbury? They are going to Canterbury Cathedral, right? To meet King Henry III. B, to see a medieval mystery play. C, to worship the relics of St. Thomas a Becket. And D, because they are tourists. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, to worship the relics of St. Thomas a Becket. Letter C, to worship the relics of St. Thomas a Becket. So the Canterbury Tales is a masterpiece of medieval literature. Fictional tale of 29 pilgrims traveling to and from Canterbury, the shrine of St. Thomas a Becket. A series of stories within a story. The Canterbury Tales are actually the tales told by the pilgrims on their trip. Chaucer's original plan was to have each pilgrim tell four stories, two on the way, two on the way back, but he died after completing only 24. So Geoffrey Chaucer is known as the father of English literature. Chaucer is the first great landmark in English literature. So St. Thomas à Becket was the Archbishop of Canterbury. Becket disagreed with King Henry II and was murdered in Canterbury Cathedral. There have been several miracles in this cathedral. Return in death. The Pope allowed Thomas to return in the middle of 1170. Thomas still continued all of Henry's friends. This led to Henry making the famous statement, "Will no one rid me of the turbulent priest?" Four of his knights took this literally and conspired to kill him. On December 29, 1170, they rode out to Canterbury, found him in the church, and cut the top of his head out, spewing his brains about the church. So that's the murder of St. Thomas à Becket. So in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, why are the pilgrims going to Canterbury? To worship the relics of St. Thomas à Becket. Now let's go to question number 3. Which sequence should be followed when viewing lesson on videos? A 1, reflection discussion, 2, viewing, 3, previewing, 4, follow-up activities. So what's the correct order? So the correct answer is letter C. 3, previewing, then followed by number 2, viewing, then 1, reflection discussion, and 4, follow-up activities. So the first thing that you need to do is to have your previewing, followed by viewing, the viewing proper, then reflection discussion, and the last is the follow-up. There. General steps. The 3 general steps are previewing, viewing, and post-viewing. So previewing, followed by viewing, and post-viewing. Post-viewing here refers to reflection, discussion, and follow-up activities. Previewing, activities done before watching the video. They help prompt student schema and background knowledge, often a way for the teacher to assess student knowledge and interest. That's previewing. Then, viewing, the viewing proper. Students have a task while watching the video. They perform tasks and activities during the video, either with or without the teacher pausing the video. Or during this time, the students are taking down notes. Then, for post-viewing, after watching the video, the students practice the language forms and vocabulary encountered in the video. Students might discuss, retell, role play, or complete exercises during this stage. So there's the previewing, the viewing proper, and the post-viewing. Next, number 4. Arrange the phrases below to make a correct sentence. And the department head, the second phrase is are representing the school, third phrase, the principal, and the fourth phrase in the stakeholders meeting. So how will you arrange the phrases to make a logical sentence? So the correct answer here is the principal, that's 3, and the department head, that's 1, are representing the school, that's 2, in the stakeholders meeting, that's 4. So the correct answer is the principal, 3, and the department head, 3, 1, so that's letter B. 3, 1, 2, 4. 3, the principal, 1, and the department head, 2, are representing the school, 4 in the stakeholders meeting. So the correct answer is letter B. Next, question number 5. According to the book of Genesis, what 2 things did God create in the beginning? A, the light and the darkness. B, the heavens and the earth. C, the land and the sea. the world and the stars. Again, according to the book of Genesis, what two things did God create in the beginning? A, the light and the darkness. B, the heavens and the earth. C, the land and the sea. D, the world and the stars. So the correct answer is letter B, the heavens and the earth. What two things did God create in the beginning according to the book of Genesis? The heavens and the earth. It's Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So this is a question on biblical literature. Let's talk a little bit about the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the first book in the Bible, originally written in Hebrew, translated to Greek in 280 BC. Greek word, the Genesis is a Greek word meaning origin, source, beginning. It tells about the beginning of many things. Written by Moses around 1450 BC, it answers the question, where did I come from? So that's the book of Genesis. But I think the the statement here, written by Moses around 1450 BC, is questionable. Now, let's go to question number 6. How can the following be interpreted? I value a man for the size of his heart. A man's lifespan depends on the size of his heart. B man's worth is measured based on the size of his heart. C man's kindness is most important. And D man will die without a big heart. Again, how can the following be interpreted? I value a man for the size of his heart. A man's lifespan depends on the size of his heart. B man's worth is measured based on the size of his heart. C man's kindness is most important. D man will die without a big heart. Okay, so the correct answer is letter C, man's kindness is most important. I value a man for the size of his heart. It means man's kindness is most important. Yes, the human heart and the value of kindness are always related. They always go together. The heart and the science of kindness. There, there are idioms related to this, right? Big-hearted, big heart. My uncle is very big-hearted. He gave me a wonderful gift for my birthday. When someone is big-hearted, he or she is very kind and generous. There's another one, kind-hearted. Kind-hearted people are not fools. They know what others have done to them, but they choose to forgive. Kind-hearted people are beautiful. So how can the following be interpreted? I value a man for the size of his heart. Man's kindness is most important. Now let's go to question number 7. The mythic hero is usually half A, god, B, priest, C, beast, D, Greek. The correct answer is letter A, god. The mythic hero is usually half god, half human, half god, or half mortal, half god, half mortal, half divine. Mythic heroes are the heroes in mythology. Basically, in classical mythology, that's the mythology of ancient Greece and Rome. Specifically, classical mythology, yes, these heroes are mostly half gods, which means that one of their parents is a god or goddess. It was Joseph Campbell who first recorded the heroic path in his book entitled The Hero with a Thousand Faces. According to him, most of the mythic heroes have a mysterious or noble origin. The hero will often be the child of a god, a goddess, a king, or a queen. If these heroes have a parent who is a god or a goddess, This makes them demigods. A demigod or a yes is a minor deity or a mortal or immortal who is the offspring of a god and a human or a figure who has attained divine status after death. These demigods have supernatural abilities and qualities. So probably they get these supernatural abilities from their divine parent, right? So, for example, we have here some mythic heroes who are demigods. Perseus. Perseus is the son of Zeus, the king of gods, and Danae, a mortal. He kills Medusa and rescues Andromeda from a sea monster. Another one is Hercules or Heracles, a son of Zeus and mortal woman named Alcmena. Is famous for his strength and for his numerous far-ranging adventures. We have another one, Theseus. Theseus is the son of Poseidon and Aethra. He kills the Minotaur owned by King Minos. And we also have Helen of Troy. Helen of Troy's father is Zeus, the king of the gods, and Leda, famous for her beauty. So Perseus, Hercules or Heracles, Theseus, and Helen of Troy are demigods because one of their parents is a god or a goddess. Perseus, his father is Zeus. Hercules, also the father is Zeus. Theseus is the son of Poseidon, and Helen of Troy is the daughter of Zeus. So another one is Achilles, a very famous hero in Greek mythology, the son of a saint named Thetis and king of Myrmidons, Peleus. Achilles is famous for his bravery. So Achilles is super strong because one of his parents is a god, is divine. Sea nymph is a goddess rather. Sea nymph named Thetis. Now let's go to question number 8. What reading technique is used when Teacher Ramon asks his students to read a particular passage and then he marks mispronounced words? Again, what reading technique is used when Teacher Ramon asks his students to read a particular passage and then he marks mispronounced words? A, SQ3R, B, IRI, C, KWL chart, D, DRTA. The correct answer is letter B, IRI, or informal reading inventory. It is a type of informal reading test designed to provide teachers with information, discover levels of reading materials, diagnose some specific reading problems, learn about the skills, abilities, and needs of the individual to plan a reading program. That's IRI, or informal reading inventory. So here are the steps in the informal reading inventory or IRI. Ask the student to read the passage. It says here, what reading technique is used when Teacher Ramon asks his students to read a particular passage? So clearly the answer is IRI, or individual reading inventory. That's the first step. Ask the student to read the passage. Then mark all miscues on the teacher's copy. Marks mispronounced words, it says in the question. Then remove the passage and ask the comprehension questions, and then record incorrect responses for later miscue analysis. So what reading technique is used when Teacher Ramon asks his students to read a particular passage and then he marks mispronounced words? It's IRI, or informal reading inventory. Okay, question number 9. Edward Sapir and Benjamin Work believe that A, there are distinct colors in nature like red and green. B, we see the real world only in the categories of our language. C, All normal humans share the capability of having essentially the same sense perceptions of color. B, all of the above. E, none of the above. The correct answer is letter B. We see the real world only in the categories of our language. Again, Edward Sapir and Benjamin Ward believe that we see the real world only in the categories of our language. So we have here the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. I checked the pronunciation. It's Sapir. It is also known as the linguistic relativity hypothesis. It refers to the proposal that the particular language one speaks influences the way one thinks about reality. It means language affecting reality. This is the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. In linguistics, the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis states that there are certain thoughts of an individual in one language that cannot be understood by those who live in another language. So, for example, the Russians, they have two terms to refer to the color blue, I think. Yeah. One term for the light blue and another term for the dark blue. Next, the hypothesis states the way people think is strongly affected by their native languages. It is a controversial theory championed by linguist Edward Sapir and his student Benjamin Whorf. So this is Edward Sapir, a linguist, anthropologist, and humanist. And this is Benjamin Whorf. Benjamin Lee Whorf, 1897 to 1941, a chemical engineer from the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It used to be one of the best universities in the world. Fire insurance inspector, amateur linguist, religion to text and language to Mayan, anthropology, Hopi via Sapir. Okay, next. Question number 10. Before the competition, the coach told his team to bring home the bacon. What does the idiom to bring home the bacon mean? A, the team has to go to the market. B, the team has to win the competition. C, the team has to compete with enthusiasm. D, the team has to cheat in the competition. Again, before the competition, the coach told his team to bring home the bacon. So to bring home the bacon means the team has to win the competition. To bring home the bacon means to win or to do very well in sport.